Hello and welcome to Top 5 Friday. I'm your host Tim Cant and I'm here to warn you about the rise of the machines. Now, don't panic, these are drum machines though, and maybe I'm being a bit paranoid here. I'm pretty sure they still want to kill us. Let's check them out. We're getting our kicks with BigKick at 5. Sticks is sailing away at 4. Heartbeat's got our pulse racing at 3. Guys 2 is spooking it up at number 2, and Drum Synth 500 is racing to the top spot. At 5, BigKick by Plugin Boutique. Yes, we're naturally a bit biased towards this one, and while it can only do one type of drum, that kind of drum is in the vast majority of popular and electronic music. Choose 2 samples and dictate their decay time, then dial in dynamics with attack, hold and decay. Set the pitch mod, depth and curve type, as well as the time it takes to get there, and set that master level. BigKick comes with a load of presets helping you find the perfect kick, plus you can load in your own samples, and a bunch of expansions are available for it too. That all means that this is one plugin that's guaranteed to keep on kicking for a good long while. So BigKick is a pretty straightforward way to make a load of kick sounds. It essentially has 2 elements, a sample player, or 2 sample players. You can play 1 or 2 or 0 samples if you really want, and also there's a synthesized body. So we've got one of the presets here. Let's have a listen to that. And we can mute the body and just listen to the sample attack. Just one sample's playing. We can add another one there. Let's turn that back off. If we mute the sample and activate the body, we can just hear the synth parts. So, what you can do is, you can tweak these various things. You can choose a sample. There are many, in fact there are banks of these things. Let's go for a Guildford attack, big up Guildford. You can do your high passing, your decay. Oh, let's have a little tight one there. And then you can add the body in and tweak the dynamics with this section. And also muck about with the pitch. Oh yeah. Ooh, a little bit Euro. So you could make some nice long 808s. A little extra tip for you there. Let's go into the edit section. This is a nice little secret. What you can do is you can change the pitch from fixed to MIDI. So if you do make yourself a nice 808, you can play it up and down the keyboard. So a good balance there between flexibility and simplicity, and a good way to start getting a bit more sculpting on your kick drum sounds. And number 4, Sticks from Zill's Lab. With Sticks you get a whole shed load of sounds, sequencing capabilities to play them, and tons of great features to tie that all together. Drum tweaking in Sticks revolves around a 3 oscillator drum synth and sampler engine, with a huge amount of modulation capabilities to get the grittiest drum sounds out there. You can manage your patterns and drum kits independently, making it easy to chop and change your rhythm and sound to experiment with new combinations. Sticks, it's a one-way ticket to drum heaven, or hell. Sticks is a big boy. You can use it in a kind of simple way, and that's fine, but there is a lot of stuff going on under the hood. I mean, making a pattern is very easy. You've got a step sequencer here which does all of your different drum sounds. I'm going to put a kick drum on every beat, call me crazy. And then we've got our bass drum or kick drum selected here. We can choose different presets. Very nice. And we can muck about using these basic controls. We're in easy mode, as you can see. And we can do some, simple stuff there. But if we go behind the scenes into advanced mode, we can really see what's going on. We can see that this particular sound is using one of the oscillators in sample playback mode. So we could change the sample it plays back. Or we could turn that down and turn on one of these synth oscillators and muck about with that. And, really control it to quite a degree. And, there's like mod matrix and stuff in here. So, you know, you can really go ham on this mother and make all kinds of different sounds. So I would say, if you're interested in really getting down with the nitty gritty and you're making, say, lo-fi house or techno or something like that, Styx is a really a very strong choice. At 3, Heartbeat by Softtube. With this drum synth from the kings of analog modelling, you know we're in smooth, classic drum machine territory. Heartbeat includes 8 drum sounds ranging from dedicated models of 808 and 909 kicks to the more free-form perk synth sections that include analog style and FM synthesis. Heartbeat's effects section is no slouch either, boasting the best of Softtube's effects modelling history. Here you'll find versions of their Valley People Dynamite Dynamics processor and Czar Reverb plugin. Heartbeat's auto layer machine loads up multiple sounds you can layer and offset in time to make the perfect combination of hits and layers. And chaos options for what can only be described as twisted insanity. I feel like every time I look at Softtube's Heartbeat, I end up getting preoccupied with the auto layer machine and its penchant for making craziness with its chaos generator. So I am going to look at it again because I can't help myself, and we'll get that out of the way. So look, let's look at this now. So the auto layer machine, you can choose up to 4 different sounds and play them at the same time. So look, here we're playing the snare rims, snare clap and percussion 1 at the same time by playing this layer. And we can adjust the timing that these play, so you can either layer them, like have them all play at the same time, or create some kind of weird flam by changing the delay on them. And then you can introduce the chaos, which kind of like randomizes it, basically. It's just really weird. Okay, that is enough of that. I want to look at some of the other stuff that I like in this plugin, so that you know it's not all about twisted insanity. Okay, 909 kick drum, harmonics control, sounds sick. Yeah? I feel like that is a kind of kick drum distortion that is not easy to find in the digital domain. And then, of course, you can muck about with the other parameters to get your perfect sounds. Also, it's got saturation on the flipping master as well, so, oh yeah. Look, we're not even clipping, guys, this is going very well. So that's sick. And another thing I like, which I would really love if people included more in all kinds of plugins, is this ping feature, which, I'll turn it up and you can hear what it does. So it alternates between different notes, moving between the left and the right. That's something that's not really massively easy to do with a lot of things, and I think it's kind of cool. And also, while we're here, let's have a look at this flippin' reverb, lads. Oh yeah, it's a czar. Let's have a muck about with these things. Yeah, boom. You want to make some boom noises? There you go. I'll turn down the distortion. Yeah. We'll turn down the ping as well. If you want to make a boom, guys, Heartbeat has got that and so much more. At 2, it's Geist 2 by F-Expansion. It's massive, it's classic, and it's full of drumming fun. Geist is an entire workstation for making beats featuring sampling, sequencing, slicing, and mixing. As you'd imagine, there are basic sampling features for each drum with tuning, filtering, and so on. With the sequencer, Geist lets you sequence not just the pads that are playing, but the changes between different parameters as well. And you can set up some randomness by programming the probability that a certain step will play. You get F-Expansion's transmod system to take control of modulating parameters and convenient sampling and loop slicing capabilities as well. If you are after a comprehensive drum sampler, congratulations, Geist 2 is it. It is ludicrous how much this thing can do. We're not even going to be able to really scratch the surface of what it's capable of here. But just to give you an idea, it's got 8 engines. Each engine has 64 pads. Each pad can have 8 layers. I don't know what that adds up to, But that is a lot of drum samples, and that's just the beginning. So let's do something real simple. We'll just load very nice, a kick drum sound onto a pad. We can play it back. That's cool, yo. Oh, it's peaking a little bit. We'll turn the voice gain down. And then to sequence that, it is as simple as clicking on the step sequencer. There you go. So you can use it very simply. I mean, it's not going to make your brain hurt too much. But then you can go deep into it. So what we can do here is we can bring up the graphs. So this is just controller curves, basically. Well, step rather than curves, I guess. And so by default, you have the velocity there. There you go, you can take that one away. You've got some quick controls for, stuff like randomization. So, isn't that nice? And then you can take the randomization away. And then you can add other automation tracks. And you can add stuff like a reverse, say. So, lots of fun. And also, you can get into it. You can affect like the filter cutoff, so you could activate the filter, turn the cutoff down, then turn it up on this particular step. All this sort of stuff. As you've seen, you can add some pad effects. So if you went into the pad mixer and into the effects section, you could add an effect, and then you could go back here, and then you could set it up and have it so that you could change the drive amount on each thing. So yeah. It's ridiculous, basically. Drum sampling with no limits. Guys 2 is where it's at. And at number 1, it's Drum Synth 500 from Air Music Tech. Drum Synth 500 is so cool because of its 500 included drum sound presets, 500 samples, 500 MIDI grooves, and 50 entire kit setups. Different types of drum sounds get different types of synthesis, with virtual analog doing kicks and snares, noise creating the hats and claps, and toms and perks being conjured up using FM. Don't worry, you don't have to learn multiple types of synthesis though, as Drum Synth 500 makes every sonic choice easy. Plus there are 2 slots for sample-based drum elements where you can import your own samples too. I gotta say gang, I am a big fan of Air Music Tech stuff. It's very straightforward to use, it sounds decent, and you can muck about with all the stuff you need to muck about with. Just going to show you Drum Synth 500 real quick now. So you can load up a kit. And even if it's vaguely close to what you want, you can get cracking right away, because you can then go in and load up a preset for each drum sound individually. So let's find a kick we like. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. And then you can muck about with it. Yeah. And make something ridiculous sounding. Yeah. Yeah. Wicked. Let's put some, sample rate reduction on there, obviously. And then let's see what our is sounding like. I want something a bit more obnoxious than that. Oh, nice video game style. Let me reduce the... Oh yeah, maybe put a bit crushing on there instead. Well, it's not really what I'm after. But you can just keep going and find something you do like. There we go. So there you go. And then you can add some effects with the flipping mixer there. You've got a couple of reverb choices. They make it real easy. There's some presets for the reverb. Let's get into the closets. Oh God. Let's have some, let's have a silo on the kick. So that's B. There you go. You've got a flipping filter for each sound as well. Yeah. And a bunch of other stuff as well. You've got your hats and your toms and all this sort of caper. Real good stuff. You know, there's some samples as well. Let's see if we can find those on the keyboards. Yeah. Just ridiculous stuff. Yeah. If you want something that is fun and doesn't take an age to learn, you can really get your teeth into, Drum Synth 500 is the one. I'd walk 500 miles for it. Well, we've beaten off all the robots, and it's time for a well-earned break. But remember, the only way to fully prevent the forthcoming robo-apocalypse is to like and subscribe. Hasta la vista, baby!